Hey guys, Delt here with some more High Roller Bard gameplay. We're definitely going slow on this character, but I'm basically only playing on him enough to just record for the series. As of right now, we're in Apprentice 1, and I decided to be a little more aggressive in these games. In order to be aggressive with Bard, it requires us to have a survival bow. Survival bows are very oppressive, and they make people weak before they get to us, and then we can finish with Shriek of Weakness into melee. But just remember, when you're wanting to climb through the ranks, the worst thing you can do is die. So if you're trying to be aggressive, always try to have some sort of escape plan ready so you can survive. Lament of Languor, Accelerando, open doors, things like that. Alright, now that my little intro spiel's done and you've seen the different perks, skills, songs, and gear that I'm using, let's get into the game. Right off the rip, we started strong and we failed our jump. As soon as I fell, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna kill the centipede, and started to head that way. Before I started the centipede, I knew that past this door was another spawn that people could start at, so I just wanted to make sure that no one was there. No one was, so then we just went over to the centipede, killed that, got some good loot. The ring's not the absolute best, but I was able to get two very slight upgrades. One gives me 2 vigor instead of 1 will, and the other one gives me 2 true physical damage with +1 all. I think that the necklace I had on before was dexterity and 3 physical power. So these are very slight upgrades, and that's perfect. Kill the centipede, it gives good things. And at this point here, I hear people all around us, and I'm not wanting to be found before I see at least one other person. I'm trying to get the drop on the other people, so I'm just listening, making sure I have a good idea of roughly where everyone is before I move around. So my decision here, since that wasn't cleared out and I still heard some people around, was to actually run full south into the giant like bat cave area. I don't really know what to call it. I always think of it as a bat cave. So I went down there and we ran into a Warlock. And I definitely have fought a lot of Warlocks recently, and so I've said this for the past like 3 videos. The only thing about Warlock that we're afraid of is Blow of Corruption, so when he uses that, we're just gonna kite back with our survival bow, maybe even full run if he gets too close, turn around, Shriek of Weakness, and kill him in melee. For some reason he just tried to parry there, so that was really good for us. And then I messed up here and didn't realize that one of these goblins was an archer. Got shot in the face, we're in the storm, we're bleeding. I'm just gonna kite back and heal, eventually kill the goblin, loot up, and we'll keep going. This was a whole mess of a situation though. I had also looked at a couple of the warlocks, and every warlock that I saw in the lobby had blue spellbooks. This one didn't. I just immediately picked up the spell book so I could sell it later. And I never realized throughout this entire game that it was just a white spell book. My bad. And now that we've cleared out most of the mobs, we should be good just to sit down, set a nice campfire, and finish healing up before we continue to move through the dungeon. And I just did a quick peek in here to see if this was cleared. It wasn't, so that means that no one's really been here. So I'm just gonna keep moving around. I'm in a little bit of an aggressive mood and want to get into more fights, so we're just gonna keep searching for people. Hopefully find them. And we did find what I think was a cleric mining. Honestly, I decided to open the chest here since he was a little further away to give him time to mine more. And then I decided to kill him after. Yeah, I was trying to see if I could get as much ore as I could, but it didn't really end up working out that way. Playing as Bard, clerics will beat you in melee every single time. Try to do as much damage as you can before you actually go into melee. I think I only hit like maybe 3 shots here. Even that was a little scary. I think he ends up hitting me twice, and I hit him like 4 times, and if I got hit 1 or 2 more times, I probably would have been dead. And that's even with being geared relatively well, compared to him probably just finding the blues and greens that he had in this game. So we did only get 1 ore, but we have a decent-ish amount of loot, so I'm ready to just leave whenever I find an escape portal at this point. And we're just going to do another quick rundown of the gear since I got some upgrades last game, and then move on into the next game. One giant mistake I made this game, and I realized it right around this point. I forgot to resupply and rebuy all of my heals. I don't have a campfire, I don't have bandages, I don't have health pots. So either I play really defensively, or I decide to be aggressive again and try to steal heals from a kill that I get. That's what I tried to do, and here's how it worked out. And while I was talking about not having any heals, I did pick up a surgical kit, but that's only one, and it does take a really long time to use. So it wasn't the most exciting thing, but it was like, okay, cool, if I get a kill, I can use the surge kit and pick up all of their meds, and then I'll be set. I do hear someone on the other side of the wall here. I'm just trying to make sure that they grab the aggro of the mobs before I run in, because I don't want to be sandwiched between two things. I could take the fight then, it'd just be a little bit more annoying. And it is a Warlock, so same thing as the past like 4 games. Stay away from Blow of Corruption. When he uses that, we're gonna kite. But then when that ends, we can kill him in melee. I used Lament here just to make sure I got the move speed reduction on him so I could potentially kite longer if I needed to. But he just backed up as soon as I hit that, so I kind of just ran away further and gave him more time to escape or heal up. Then I come back in and decide to finish the fight here. If you're ever fighting a spellcaster and they're casting spells, that means that they are very slow, and that's a good time to cast Shriek of Weakness or just run up and start stabbing them. And I was actually a little sad here. This guy didn't have any heals on him, so we're still a little lacking. Something that I did learn recently is that you can use the drum to actually two-shot these boxes, and it does it a lot quicker than swinging the loot. And we did hear a Cleric toward the door, so I'm just backing up and buffing to make sure if he comes through, I have some space to walk away, and I have my buffs so I actually can outspeed him. So I was using Den of Darkness here to see if he was directly on the other side of the door or backed up a little bit further. I don't actually hear the sound of it hitting him, so I assume that he's backed up a little bit more, so I have some space and continue what I was doing. I was going to come around on the Cleric from this direction because I figured there was a bit more room here, but I didn't.
Yo, chill. Maybe chill.
That rogue sounded terrified, so I decided that instead of fighting him, I would just focus on the Cleric and see what happened there. An escape portal actually spawned too, so I just run over and open that. I get a few good hits on the Cleric, but it's never a good push because he shuts the door, he heals, he shields. He's a Cleric, it's a war of attrition, and he's typically gonna win it. I end up opening this portal and I'm just sort of sitting here watching it. I hear some footsteps that I think are coming from the rogue. It sounds like he's close to me, so I just decided to take it. He was still a little bit further away, so it was probably fine. But safety first. I have no heals. There's 2 people around. I don't necessarily trust either of them. And so we're just gonna go. And that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you so much for watching up to this point if you did. If you could do one thing for me, please just leave a like, comment, or subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope that you all have a great day. Thanks, and peace.